of your mat. And we'll just move our ankles and our hips just a little bit. So coming down into that child's pose feels nice. So position yourself sort of towards the end of your mat, but with your hands on your hips, just a light little push into that hip area, and then start to keep that gentle pressure of your hands, circle around in one direction, tune in, notice how your hips are feeling. Get a sense of how your back is feeling as well here. Take one more circle around, and then take those circles and just go the other way with that light pressure of your hands on your hips. So you might notice and feel that movement of skin, muscles, and connective tissue underneath your hands. Awesome. One more circle around, and then we're just going to move our ankles. So shift your foot weight over onto one foot, keep one big toe on the ground, circle your ankle in one direction. Circle your ankle the other way. Beautiful. Set that foot down, switch over to the other side, and then pick the heel up, but the toe stays on the ground. Circle your ankle in one direction. Nice. And then circle your ankle the other way. Great. And then if you feel ready to get there, we're going to start to find our way down onto the ground into extended child's pose. So you come down in any way that feels good to you, but if you like, just a little bend to your knees, let your hands find the ground, and then slowly and gently lower yourself down. So big toes together, knees out nice and wide. And then once you've got your butt back towards your heels, just kind of let everything find its way. Reach your arms out nice and long towards the front end of your mat. Give everything a second here. So make sure your hips feel good, your knees feel good, your ankles feel good. And then once you've got your body in a fairly comfortable position, just give a little time here to let everything soften. Soften your forehead down. If your forehead doesn't reach the floor here, it might feel more beneficial to make little fists and stack them and then let your forehead rest there so that it's nice, supported and comfortable position. But if your forehead does reach the ground, go ahead and let it settle all the way down. And then as your body starts to settle in here, and maybe your mind quiets down just a little bit, see if you can tune in and bring your awareness down to your feet and your toes. So you might notice the tops of your toes connected to your mat. Notice the bottoms of your feet or the soles of your feet, and can you just invite some softness into the soles of your feet? And as you invite that softness into the soles of your feet, maybe that softness travels all the way up the legs, through the low back, all the way up to the crown of your head. Allow just a few more moments here. Soften the breath, soften your body. And then before we move away from this place of stillness, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Great. And then with that intention set, keeping with this extended child's pose position. So the butt's going to stay back at the heels, but we're just going to bring a little awareness into our arms. So if you can, if your palms are facing down, you're just going to kind of lift the palms so that the palms are kind of facing in towards each other. And then on an inhale, roll your fingers into a little fist, give a squeeze, and then roll your fingers out and just stretch your fingers nice and wide. Roll your fingers in, make a little fist and squeeze. Roll your fingers out, stretch your fingers wide. And then do that one more time. Roll your fingers in, make a little fist and squeeze. Roll your fingers out, stretch them nice and wide, and now flip the palms, palms facing down into the earth. And you're gonna press into the palms so that you feel a little bit of a firing up in your arms, almost as if your arms wanna lift you off the ground. So press as firm into your arms as you can, and then see if you can just kind of feel in. Notice your arms, notice your shoulders, and notice your armpit, chest. So notice all those muscles that might have just kicked on a little bit as you just push your hands into the ground. Take one more moment to notice. And then pushing gently into the palms as you inhale, lift your butt up away from your heels. We're going to keep that wider position with the legs. So swing your toes out to meet your knees so everything feels like good and solid down at the bottom part of the body. But walk your hands in so wrists are fairly in line with the shoulders, and then take it into a cat-cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, but notice how that feels in the low back with that wider position. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Pause for a second, notice your low back. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin into your chest. Beautiful. Do that one more time. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Keep that wider position with the legs, but find a neutral spine. And now we're going to take it into a nice wide puppy pose. So hands are going to walk to the top edge of the mat, legs wide, arms wide. Let your chest and your forehead melt down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, slowly and mindfully start to lift yourself back up. We're going to keep that wide position with the legs and the arms. So walk your hands back in, but out wide to the outer edges of your mat. Curl your toes under. We're going to pull the butt back to the heels. Notice how your knees feel here, and then bring yourself right back up. Keep the toes curled under. Pull your butt back towards your heels. If this feels funky, or if there's anything mischievous that happens with your knees or your hips, you might rearrange your knees to a closer position. But if it feels okay to be there, take a few more rocks forward and back. So stretching through the toes, the bottoms of the feet, finding some movement in the knee joint and in the hips. Take one more rock forward and back. And then the next time you come forward, we're going to take it into a wide downward facing dog. So keep the toes curled under, lift your hips up nice and high, just taking one big breath. And then when you're ready, pick up your heels, lower your knees. And now we're going to bring the knees in a little bit closer so that we can start to find our way down onto our belly. So come down, elbows and forearms, like you're prepping to get into your Sphinx position. Slide your legs to the back end of your mat. And then maybe you like to pause in that low plank position just to find a little strength. But then once you feel like you're there, lower your knees down. Release your toes, release your hips, and then think about pulling your elbows towards your ribs. Get a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Heart comes forward. Lift up through the crown of your head. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. And then walk your elbows wide, come soft and gentle down onto your belly. Give your bum a little wiggle just to kind of loosen up anything you might have come across in the low back. And then with your hands stacked, forehead's going to rest on the hands. Bend your knees and swish your heels a little side to side. One more swish of the heels side to side. And then we're going to float those toes back down to the ground. Lift your forehead away from your hands. And now we're going to take it into our scorpion twist. So it's going to be a nice fluid movement. Right arm is going to reach out straight from the shoulder, roll over onto the right. If it feels good to go all the way into it, you step the left foot behind, and then right away, bring it back in. Roll onto the belly, slide the right hand in, slide the left hand out, roll onto the left. If it feels available, step the right foot behind. Beautiful. And then bring it right back in. Switching over to the other side. Right hand reaches out, left hand comes in. Roll over just as far as feels good to you. Bring it back in, slide the right hand in, left hand reaches out, roll over onto the left just as far as feels good. Beautiful. Roll back onto the belly. One more time each side. So right hand reaches out, roll over onto your side just as far as feels good. Bring it back to center. One time to the left hand reaches out, roll over just as far as feels good. Beautiful. And then bring it back to the center. Slide both hands in so we're alongside the shoulders. 3 low cobras here. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to lower down. Beautiful. One more time here. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower down. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Knees in line with the hips, wrists in line with the shoulders. And then once you're here, just take your table and draw it in a couple circles. Go in one direction. Take your table, draw it in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then come back to center, that neutral position. Now we're going to take it into C-spine. So hug your right shoulder towards your right hip, hug in and look over the shoulder. Bring it back to center. Hug your left shoulder to left hip, look over your left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Hug your right side, look over your right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Hug it over to the left. Squeeze in through the side body and come back to center. Nice. One more time each side. Look over the right and squeeze. Come back to center, look over to the left and squeeze. Come back to center, nice. And then as you come back to center, now we're just gonna bop the hips side to side. So in form, it might almost look like you're still doing that C-spine, but keeping a fairly neutral spine. Now you're just gonna imagine that you're dropping the sides of your hips towards the earth. Beautiful, take one more bop of the hips each side. And then as you come back to center, curl both sets of toes under, pull your butt back to your heels. Stay here for an extra cycle of breath. Just get that nice little stretch to the toes, the bottoms of the feet. Awesome. And then lift your shoulders back in line with the wrists. And then we're going to keep the toes curled under, lift up to downward facing dog. Take a pedal or two of the legs. Let this be kind of a loose dog. So if you can, let your hips kind of move with you, let your shoulders kind of move with you. Maybe you feel a little movement in your wrists, in your elbow joint. You can even move your head around a little bit. Any little bit of movement here that feels nice. Take one more pedal of each leg. And then when you're ready, we're going to look forward, find our way up into a nice folded ragdoll position. So walk your feet up to meet your hands. Legs nice and wide, so there's plenty of space for the belly, plenty of space for your chest, super generous bend in the knees. And then if it feels okay to do so, grab hold of your elbows and then just let gravity do a little work for you here. So let your elbows be heavy. Let the crown of your head be nice and heavy. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Staying in this folded position, but now release your hand hold from your elbows so the hands find the ground. And now we're going to walk our hands over and off the right side of the mat. So a little reach through the left arm so you feel a little stretch through the left side body. Take a nice big breath. And then when you're ready, take it through center, over and off the other side. So hands are going to walk off the left side of the mat, a little reach to that right hand to notice the right side body. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. Super generous bend in the knees. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Roll up to standing. Take your time as you come up. And then once you find your way up, inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them around, down and back. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down and back. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them around, down and back. And then if you need to, take a second, get yourself situated at the top of the mat. But then we're going to take it into our little Charlie's Angel Mudra. So interlace fingers with the pointers up, and we're going to bring that up and overhead. So first start with a loose position of the elbows so that your shoulder blades can find a nice groove. And then once you feel like your shoulders are happy, reach a little bit energetically up through the pointer fingers. So we find a little stretch through the arms. Once you're there, we're going to start to take a little light tick-tock. So we're just going to gently side bend side to side, but we want to check in here. And as you find that side bending position, can you stay evenly weighted in your feet, which means you might not go as far with that side bend. One more side each way, just to feel that even position with the feet. And now we're going to lean over to the right, just as far as feels good. And then think about pushing the hip over to the left. So we get that nice bit of extension through the side of the body. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. On your inhale, bring it to center and then over to the other side. So we're going to get that big side bend, reach, and then think about pushing the hip over to the right just a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, bring it back to center. Unlace your fingers and take it into cactus arms. So pull the elbows down, open through the chest, lift your gaze. Inhale, reach up and grab that imaginary beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a light little chair. So almost barely get seated down, and then right away, come right back up. Exhale, open your chest, look to the sky. Inhale, reach up and grab that imaginary beach ball. Exhale, sit back just a little bit, just a light bend to the knees, butt comes down, and then right away, come right back up. Exhale, open your arms, look to the sky. Inhale and reach up. Exhale one more time, sit your butt down just a little bit, just so you bring a little bit of movement into the muscles of the quadriceps, and then come right back up. Open your arms, cactus the chest. Inhale and reach up. And then as you exhale, big giant bend in the knees, hinge from your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold all the way back down to the ground. Inhale to that half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold it down to the ground. Beautiful. Inhale to that half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Inhale to half forward fold. Now keep that half forward fold position. We're going to walk the hands up just a little bit so that they find the tops of the thighs above the kneecaps, and then bend your knees like you're taking it into that chair pose. So the weight is back just a little bit into your heels. And then once you're here, we're just going to take 3 Uddiyana Bandhas, or that nice flying up lock. So we're going to suck the belly in. So take your inhale. Exhale, at the end of your exhale, suck the abdominal muscles in just as far as they'll go. Hold that for a moment. Release the abdominal muscles and then take your inhale. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, suck the belly in. Hold that sucked in position for a moment. Release the abdominal muscles and then take your inhale. One more here. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, suck the belly in. Hold that for a moment. Release the abdominal muscles and then take your inhale. And then as you exhale, slide your hands down. Find a soft, generous bend in the knees. Let your hands hang heavy on the ground. Let your head hang heavy. Nice big breath. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Plant your palms, step back to downward facing dog. Pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into a tabletop position, and then we're going to make a crooked table. So left elbow and forearm are going to come down to the ground. Right hand is going to stay fairly straight, so you can kind of push into that right hand, so your right shoulder is going to be a little higher than the left. Once you've got your way here, pick that right leg up, draw a couple of circles with your knee, go in one direction. Draw a couple of circles with that knee, go the other way. Awesome. And then we're going to pick that knee up nice and high and then let the foot fall over to the left. So like you're doing that 3-legged dog with the hip rolled up towards the ceiling, that's that same effort that we're looking for. And then once you feel like you found a good little stretch through the front of your right hip, or where your front right pocket would be, take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Release that knee down nice and slow and controlled. And now we'll switch our crooked table. So right elbow and forearm are going to come down to the ground. Left arm is going to stay straight so we can push into that arm so the left shoulder is slightly lifted. Pick that left knee up, circle it in one direction. Take that left knee, draw some circles, go the other way. Awesome. And then lift it up nice and high, and then let that left foot fall behind you to the right. So we get that nice opening through the front of the left hip. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release that knee down with control. Right hand's going to step up so both arms are straight now. Curl the toes under, exhale up to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up into 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Take one good breath. Beautiful. Release that foot down, switch over to the other side. Left leg is going to reach up nice and high. Bend that knee, let the hip roll open. Take one good breath. Beautiful. Release that leg down, soft knees, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, chest lifts as you look up. So just a gentle back bend. And then as you exhale, fold. Knees bent or straight, just whatever feels good to your body. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step the right leg back, warrior two. So we're gonna drop the back heel down, turn the toes out, right hand is gonna pick you up. And then we're gonna get some energetic reach. So think about reaching through the fingertips, or imagine that you're pulling your fingertips away from each other in opposite direction. Gaze past your front hand, nice and strong through your arms. And imagine the backs or the bottoms of your arms are lifting upward towards the ceiling. Take one more breath. Great, and then we'll take it into triangle pose. Straighten that front leg, pop the back hip out, reach long through the torso, and then you land wherever feels best to you. If you feel like that top shoulder starts to round forward, dial it back just a little bit. So you might stop at the thigh, the shin, the floor, the big toe, or your yoga block. But then think about pulling those bottom ribs forward, top ribs lifting energetically up towards the sky. Take one big breath. Beautiful, strong legs, strong side body. Lift your way up, take a reverse triangle, drop the back hand, reach the front hand up, look to the sky. Nice, and then we're gonna spin those hands down to the ground. So bend that front knee, spin your hands down, pivot that back heel, and now we're gonna step that back leg up to meet, and we're gonna take it right to the other side. So step that foot up, find your forward fold, and then we'll take it over to the other side. So left leg is gonna step back, drop that back heel, turn the toes out, left hand is gonna pick you up. Once you've got that warrior two position, find that beautiful reach through the arms. Reach energetically out through the fingertips, nice and strong, like you're pulling the fingertips away from each other. And then see if you can find that upward lifting position from the bottoms of your arms. One more moment. And then take it into your triangle. Straighten that front leg, pop the back hip out, reach long through the torso, and then find your stopping point. So it might be the thigh, the shin, the floor, the big toe, or your block, whatever works good for you. And then think about pulling those bottom ribs forward. Top ribs are reaching up towards the sky. Top hand reaches up to the sky. Nice big breath here. Awesome, strong legs, strong through your side body. Lift up and reverse your triangle. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up, look to the sky. Beautiful, and then we'll float through that warrior two to pivot all the way around and down. So bend that front knee, circle your hands down. Nice, and then we're gonna step that back foot up to meet. So we're gonna come back to that forward fold position, and then from here, lower yourself down to the ground. So bring your butt down, and then if you can, take it into your cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana or your butterfly. So butt down onto the ground, soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. And then once you're here, just kind of give a second to let everything find a good, comfortable position so you feel like your sits bones are nice and anchored on the ground, and then reach up nice and tall through the top of your head. Nice. Exhale, lean your heart forward just a little bit. Inhale and come right back up. Exhale and lean forward just a little bit. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, lean forward just a little bit. Exhale to come up, help your knees come together, and we're just gonna grab hold of the back of the right leg and floss that hamstring. So as you inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale, lower it down, tuck your chin slightly. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale, bend your knee, tuck your chin slightly. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale, release it slightly, and then set that foot down, and we'll take it right to the other side. Grab the back of that left leg, lift it up, and then away we go. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale, lower it down, tuck your chin slightly. Inhale, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Exhale to lower it down and tuck your chin. Lovely. One more time here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower it down, and then set that foot down. And now we're going to get a nice firm handhold to the outsides of the thighs. So hands are going to push into the thighs. Thighs are going to push out into the hands. So we're going to get a little bit of a sensation there. Once you feel like you've got the legs pushing out, arms pushing in, now we're going to drag those hands down the thighs. So curl your tailbone under, keep pushing the thighs into the hands into the thighs. Keep that resistance the whole way down if you can. Slide your hands down, slow and controlled. Lower your weight all the way down to the ground. Beautiful. And then once you found your way down to the ground, release your hands, walk your feet in a little bit closer, Fingertips are going to find those bony landmarks, and we're going to move right into a pelvic tilt. Exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale to release. Do that one more time. Exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale to release, let your hands fall alongside the hips, and we're going to move into some rolling bridges. So exhale, roll the tailbone up, roll up as high as you can. Inhale, release back down. So think upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground. Take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale to curl the tailbone up, roll up as high as you like. Inhale as you come down. Think upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to curl it on up. Inhale, lower down, upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch down. And then the next time your hips touch down, hands free. We're going to pick the knees up towards the chest. And then like you're trying to make little figure eights with the knees, or letting your knees circle and one knee just kind of follows the other. So we're going to make this little circling pattern. One knee circles and then the other. And as you do that work here, can you tune in to the low back and where the low back meets your bum? So just notice that space that might be connected to the floor. Take one more walker with those knees going in that direction, and then see if you can reverse directions, letting one knee chase the other. Beautiful. One more circle around in this direction, and then hold onto your right knee. Let your left leg go nice and long all the way down to the end of your mat if that feels available. If that feels too much, you'll just bend that knee and set your foot down onto the ground. Once you're here with a firm handhold, push your knee into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale to soften. Draw the knee gently in towards your chest, and then move right into supine twist. Take that right knee over and across the body. Right arm opens out nice and wide. Head turns to the right if that feels good. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Pull that right knee back to center. And then we're going to slide the left leg in, take it into your figure four. So externally rotate the knee, set it across the left. You might be good here. This might be a place to stop, but if it feels good and you know you like that little more, you lift the left leg up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin or the knee, and then draw the leg in just to your comfort level. Once you feel a little sensation down into your right glute, pause there. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, release, step your right foot off, pause for a moment, notice how everything feels. And then when you're ready, take it to the other side. So left leg is going to come onto the knee, right leg is going to slide long or stay in that bent position if that's more supportive. Once you've got your way here, firm handhold on that knee, push your knee into your hand. Hands are going to resist. Find that nice bit of strength there. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, soften, gently draw the knee in. Beautiful. And then take it into your supine twist. Left knee comes over and across the body. The knee goes over to the right. The hand on the left opens wide. And then maybe you turn your head to the left if that feels good. Beautiful. When you're ready, pull the left knee back into your chest, slide that right leg in, and then take it into your figure four. So left leg comes across the right. Pause for a moment with that right foot on the ground to see how that feels. This might already be enough, and if it is, stay right here. But if it feels good and you want that little bit more, lift the right leg up, thread your hands through, and then find the handhold that works good for you. Draw the legs into a level that feels comfortable. Hopefully finding sensation down into that left glute now, but for some of us, we might feel a little in the IT band, or just make sure there's no sharp and shooting stuff going on with the knee. So make sure your knee feels happy about everything. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, release, step your left foot off the right, step your feet nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat, and then take a couple of nice big windshield wipers here, just moving fluidly and freely through the hips. So just allow your knees to drop in that nice gentle pattern side to side. Awesome. One more drop of the knees side to side. And then as your legs come back to center, just walk them in so that the feet feel solid on the ground. And we're going to take single leg up the wall. So right leg is going to reach up nice and high. We're going to give that leg a good gentle shake. Awesome. When you're ready, set that foot down, switch over to the other side. Left leg is going to reach up nice and high. And then give that left leg a good gentle shake. Beautiful. When you're ready, set that foot down, both feet solid on the ground. And now we're going to reach both arms up at the same time and then give your arms and your wrists and your fingers a good gentle shake. Lovely. Take one more moment and then let your arms float down and then pause just for a moment in that stillness. Notice your legs, notice your arms, let your ribs and your shoulders get heavy into the ground. And then in this stillness here, just ask your body, where would be your best Shavasana? Would it feel good to come to constructive rest, letting the knees drop in towards each other? Do you want a little bit more action for the hips? Take it into your reclined cobbler's pose. Maybe take that more traditional shape. And then especially if you're in a cold space, maybe just take a second to put your blanket on or your socks or your sweater. And then find a good position for your body that allows you to find a little stillness that makes sense to you. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as your body wants or your time allows. If you feel called to do so or your day requires it, maybe you start to gently reawaken, wiggling your fingers, moving your toes, inviting a deeper breath back into your body. And then slowly inviting some bigger movements in. Maybe move your wrists, move your ankles, move your knees, move your hips. And then if it feels really great to do so, maybe you'll take it into a big good morning stretch. So if your legs are in that bent knee position, maybe you just walk them nice and long to the end of your mat, stretch your arms up and overhead, and then just get that nice long reach. Reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. Take a nice big breath back into your body. Wonderful. And then in your own way, at your own pace, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. So come up in any way that suits your body. And then just sit in a tall position so that we have access to our hands on the heart. So that's, we're going to finish with a little humming breath. So once you've got your way up to a seated position that works good for you, stack your hands on top of your heart, close your eyes down. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Inhale a nice big breath. And then on your next exhale, if you can, if it feels good to do so, let out a low hum as you exhale. Inhale a nice full breath. And exhale with a low hum. One more big inhale. And if you're doing that humming exhale, if you can, just tune in and see if you can feel that humming vibration underneath your hands. Exhale with that hum. Awesome. And then once you've completed, just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Maybe bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday. You guys are amazing. I love seeing everybody's dogs just